Hey folks, welcome to Fresh Produce. I'm Pete from BTI. Today I've got a little bit of a comparison video. We just recently added some new Hope brakes to our lineup, bringing the total to really 5 different versions. There's even more really, but 5 different distinct brakes in our lineup. And I wanted to kind of compare and contrast in each one of these so that to help you or help your customer decide on which to choose. I recently just put a set of Tech 4 V4 brakes on my own bike, and I've been super pleased with just the overall feel. It's an incredibly light lever feel, tons of power, and I have been nowhere close to overheating these, even though I'm running kind of smaller rotors at the moment. So really impressed. We'll talk about some of the updates. In fact, getting right into it, on 3 of these brakes, we've got their Tech 4 lever. Now, the Tech 3 lever had been a mainstay, really well trusted for a long time. This new Tech 4 lever has changed the sealing inside just a little bit, and also now the lever is running on a cartridge bearing. This allowed them to put less spring force into the lever so that it feels even lighter at the lever itself than it used to. I think that's been a little bit not well publicized in the media that I've seen. Also, the shape of the lever is super long, kind of straight. That adds to the actual power that it's generating when you are one finger braking. So you can get a ton of power and really minimize hand fatigue with these. But I think the combination of the lever shape and that ultra low spring force is what just makes these feel relatively magical in my mind. But here we've got the Tech 4 lever paired to the V4 caliper. That's their biggest, burliest downhill freeride caliper. I've got mine on a 130 trail bike, but man, it works really well. And it's by no means overpowering the bike. There's a ton of modulation in these, so I think that's really important to note as well. But with these, you're getting just really great heat dissipation and stiffness out of the calipers. So the brake is not changing the feel as it goes through big heat cycles. We've got some long downhills here in Santa Fe, so I kind of prioritized consistent braking over weight. If you want to save a little bit of weight or maybe even get more modulation out of your brakes for ultra wet conditions, then you're going to want to step down to the E4 caliper. It's got the same lever, Tech 4 lever, with all the same benefits I mentioned earlier, but the E4 caliper is just slightly smaller and offers a little bit better modulation. For sure, a little bit lighter weight as well, but I think the key is maybe more for a trail bike or something that isn't going to see those ultra long downhills and have to deal with big temperature swings and then again the modulation. This brings me to a great point. All of the Tech 4 brakes are available in a bunch of different color combinations, but it's really just the master cylinder cap and the pistons on the caliper that change color. The rest of the body is either black or silver. Those are your 2 main choices with all these different color highlights. So we've got a ton of different options in the catalog. Let me know if you want additional. Moving on down the line, now we're getting into, again, the same Tech 4 lever, but now on an X2 caliper. This is just a 2-piston caliper where the other E4 and V4 were 4-piston. The main reason I brought this brake in is just really to appeal to like a cross-country or maybe even down-country crowd. But most importantly, this is going to fit in some places like inside between a chainstay and seat stay that the larger calipers aren't going to fit. I also made sure to add post-mount version, which the X2 comes in, so you can fit those cross-country bikes with a post-mount rear. You're going to pair this up probably with maybe the Tech 4 E4 in the front or another X2 in the front, depending on your needs. But just a less power overall, more modulation, more weight savings. Okay, moving on down the line, the newest brake Hope recently released, the XCR. This is really aimed at the true cross-country category with kind of the lightest weight lever that they've ever offered. A really pared down, much more minimal lever, less oil volume, Still has good adjustability, but it's not the large tool-less adjusters that the Tech 4 lever has. Carbon lever and just as minimal as you can get for the adjusters. They do still do a really nice hinge split clamp. So I love this for getting it onto your bars and adjusted really easily. And you can pair it up with their shifter mounts as well to reduce clutter on your bar. This brake is paired with the E4 caliper. So you can kind of see these are exactly the same caliper between the Tech 4 and the XCR caliper. So you're getting still really powerful, even though you have just a really ultra lightweight lever setup. So pretty cool option. They look great, very unique. That's the new XCR from Hope with the carbon lever blade. Now this one's sort of a step out from the other side of things, but I did want to cover it since we're talking about Hope brakes. The RX4 Plus is a caliper only that pairs up with a lever from a different manufacturer. Hope does not make a road lever that pairs with this. This is meant to go on drop bar bikes with, dual control shifter brake levers. It's a 4-piston caliper, so you're going to add a ton of power to your road bike or gravel bike, along with really cool bling. Of course, they know you're going to need to bleed it as you are installing, so they include some bleed fittings right along with it. But super cool option if you're not really happy with your road brakes. Now we've kind of gone through some of the use cases and how each one of these differentiate. I want to just take a minute to weigh each brake. Got our scale here. Now starting with the Tech 4 V4. Let's turn that into, there we go, 307 grams. Now moving over to the Tech 4 E4. So a little pared down caliper, a little more modulation, 294 grams. So really not a huge difference, but if you are worried, that's an important note. And then really the difference in performance. Now we go down to the Tech 4 X2, 270 grams, so a little bigger step. And the XCR brake with the carbon lever, 228. So we really made some big jumps on that one. I'm not even going to bother weighing the RX4 Plus because it's not a complete system. So let's not even bother with it. But yeah, I've been really impressed with the Hope brakes on my bike. I think there's a lot of different use cases between these 4 models, 5 models really. If you'd like to try them on your bike, make sure you ask at your local bike shop and tell them BTI sent you.